Hello, and welcome to the E. Arthur Larson Performing Arts Center here at Rogers High School. My name is Mr. Hill, and I am the director of the drama department. I'd like to give a remote welcome into our theater for our virtual production of William Shakespeare's The Comedy of Errors. This show will be presented one act per week every Saturday night for the next 5 weeks. And there I am, inviting all of you into our auditorium. As you can see, it remains empty, for now. But I look forward to the day when I can actually invite you all back to take these seats and enjoy live theater once again. For now, I hope you enjoy our presentation of Act 1 of The Comedy of Errors.
Proceed, Silenus, to procure my fall, and by the doom of death and woes and all.
Merchants of Syracuse, plead no more. I am not partial to infringe our laws. The enmity and discord which have late sprung from the rancorous outrage of your duke, it hath in solemn synods been decreed both by the Syracusans and ourselves, to admit no traffic to our adverse towns, nay, more, if any born at Ephesus be seen at any Syracusan, must and fez. Again, if any Syracusan born come to the bay of Ephesus, he dies, unless 1,000 marks be levied to quit the penalty and to ransom him. Thy substance, vile at the highest rate, cannot amount unto 100 marks. Therefore, by law, thou art condemned to die.
Yet, that's my comfort. When your words are done, my woes end likewise with the evening sun.
Well, Syracusan, say in brief the cause why thou departs from thy native home, and for what cause thou camest to Ephesus.
A heavier task could not have been imposed than I to speak my grief unspeakable. Yet, that the world may witness that my end was wrought by nature, not by vile offense, I'll utter what my sorrows give me leave. In Syracusa was I born, and wed unto a woman happy but for me, and by me had not our hap happened bad. With her I lived in joy, our wealth increased by prosperous voyages I often made to Epidamnum.
My factor's death and the great care of goods at random left drew me from kind embracements of my spouse, from whom my absence was not 6 months old before herself, but almost had fainting under the pleasing punishment that woman bare, had made provision for her following me, and soon and safe arrived where I was. There, had not been long, she became a joyful mother of 2 goodly children, and which was strange, the one so like the other, as could not be distinguished but by names. That very hour, and in the selfsame inn, a meaner woman delivered a burden, male twins, both alike. Those, for their parents were exceeding poor, I bought and brought up to attend to my children. My wife, not meanly proud of 2 such boys, made daily motions for our home return. Unwilling, I agreed. Alas, too soon we came aboard. A league from Epidamnum had we sailed, before the always window-baying deep gave any tragic instance of our harm. But longer did we not retain much hope, for what obscured like the heavens did greatly convey unto our fearful minds a doubtful warn of immediate death. The sailors sought for safety by our boat, and left the ship, then sinking right to us. My wife, more careful for the latter born, had fastened him unto a small spare mast. such as seafaring men provide for storms. To him, one of the other twins was bound, whilst I had been heedful of the other. The children thus disposed, my wife and I, fixing our eyes on whom our care was fixed, fastened ourselves at either end the mast, and floating straight, obedient to the stream, was carried towards Corinth, as we thought. At length, the sun, gazing upon the earth, dispersed those vapors that offended us, and by the benefit of his wished light, the seas waxed calm. And we discovered two ships from far making a main to us, of Corinth that, of Epidaurus this, but ere they came, oh, let me say no more, gather the sequel by that went before.
Nay, forward, old man, do not break off so, for we may pity, though not pardon thee.
Oh, had the gods done so, I had not now worthily termed them merciless to us.
For, at the ships that could meet by twice 5 leagues, we were encountered by a mighty rock, which being violently borne upon, our helpful ship was splitted in the midst, so that, in this unjust divorce of us, fortune had left to both of us alike, what to delight in, what to sorrow for. Her part, poor soul, seeming as burdened with lesser weight, but not with lesser woe, was carried with more speed before the wind, and in our sight they three were taken up by fishermen of Corinth, as we thought. At length another ship had seized on us, and knowing whom it was their hap to save, gave healthful welcome to their shipwrecked guests, and would have reft the fishers of their prey, had not their bark been very slow of sail, and therefore homeward did they bend their course. Thus have you heard me severed from my bliss, that by misfortunes was my life prolonged, to tell sad stories of my own mishaps.
And for the sake of them thou sowest for, do me the favour to dilate at full what hath befall of them in detail now.
My youngest child, and yet my eldest care, at 18 years became inquisitive towards their sibling, and importuned me that their attendant, so his case was like, reft of his brother, but retained his name, might bear them company in the quest of him. But 5 summers have I spent in ancient Greece, roaming clean through the bounds of Asia, and coasting towards homeward, came to Ephesus. But here must end the story of my life, and happy I were in my timely death, could all my travels warrant me they live.
Hapless Aegeon, whom the fates have marked to bear the extremity of dire mishap. Now, trust me, we're not against our laws, against my crown, my oath, my dignity, which princes would they may not disannul. My soul would sue as advocate for thee, but though thou art adjudged to the death, and past sentence may not be recalled, but our honour's great disparagement, yet I will favour thee what I can. Therefore, merchant, I will limit thee this day to seek thy life by beneficial help. Try all the friends thou hast in Ephesus, beg thou or borrow to make up the sum, and live. If no, then thou art doomed to die. Jailer, take him to thy custody.
I will, my grace.
Hopeless and helpless doth Aegeon wend, but to procrastinate his lifeless end.
Therefore, give out that you are of Epidamnum, lest that your goods too soon be confiscate. This very day, a Syracusian merchant is apprehended for arrival here, and not being able to buy his life out, according to the statute of the town, dies ere the wary sun set in the west. There is your money that I had to keep.
Go bear it to the Centaur, where we host, and stay there, Dromio, till I come to thee. Within this hour it will be dinner time. Till that, I'll view the manners of the town, peruse the traders, gaze upon the buildings, and then return and sleep within mine inn. For with long travel I am stiff and weary. Get thee away.
Many a man would take you at your word, and go indeed having so good a mien.
A trusty villain, madam, that very oft, when I am dull with care and melancholy, lightens my humour with his merry jest. What, will you walk with me about the town, and then go to my inn and dine with me?
I am invited to certain merchants, of whom I hope to make much benefit. I crave your pardon. Soon, at 5 o'clock, please you, I'll meet you upon the mart, and afterward consort you till bedtime. My present business calls me away from you now.
Farewell till then. I'll go lose myself and wander up and down to view the city.
I commend you to your own content.
He that commends me to mine own content commends me to the thing I cannot get. I, to the world, am like a drop of water. Then the ocean seeks another drop, who, falling there to find their fellow forth, unseen, inquisitive, confounds himself. So I, to find a mother and a sibling, in quest of them, unhappy, lose myself. Here comes the almanac of my true date. What now? How chance thou art returned so soon?
Return so soon? Rather approach too late. The capon burns, the pig falls from the spit. The clock hath struck 12 upon the bell. My mistress made it 1 upon my cheek. She is so hot because the meat is cold. The meat is cold because you come not home. You come not home because you have no stomach. You have no stomach having broke your fast. But we that know what 'tis to fast and pray are penitent for your default today.
Stop in your wind, sir. Tell me this, I pray. Where have you left the money that I gave you?
Oh, yes, the 6 pence that I had on Wednesday last to pay the saddler for my mistress's crupper. The saddler had it, I kept it not.
I am not in a sportive humor now. Tell me, and dally not, where is the money? We, being strangers here, how darest thou trust so great a charge from thine own custody?
I pray you, as you sit at dinner, I from my mistress come to you in post. If I return, I shall be post indeed, for she will score your fault upon my pate. Methinks your maw, like mine, should be your clock, and strike you home without a messenger.
Come, Dromio, come. These jests are out of season. Reserve them till a merrier hour than this. Where is the gold I gave in charge to thee?
To me? Why, you gave no gold to me.
Come on, sir knave. Have done your foolishness, and tell me how thou hast disposed thy charge.
My charge was but to fetch you from the mart, home to your house, the Phoenix, to dinner. My mistress and her sister stays for you.
In what safe place have you bestowed my money? Or shall I break that merry sconce of yours that stands on tricks when I am undisposed? Where's the 1,000 marks thou hast of me?
I have some marks of yours upon my pate, some of my mistress's marks upon my shoulders, but not 1,000 marks between you both. If I should pay your worship those again, perchance you will not bear them patiently.
Thy mistress marks? What mistress, slave, hast thou?
Your worship's wife, my mistress at the Phoenix. She that dost fast till you come home to dinner, and prays that you will hie you home to dinner.
What? Wilt thou flout me thus unto my face, being forbid? There, take you that, sir knave.
What mean you? For God's sake, hold your hands. Nay, and you will not, I'll take my heels.
Upon my life, by some device or other, the villain is o'erwrought of all my money. They say this town is full of cozenage, as nimble jugglers that deceive the eye, dark working sorcerers that change the mind, soul-killing witches that deform the body, disguised cheaters, prating mountebanks, and many such like liberties of sin. If it proves so, I will be gone the sooner. I'll go to the Centaur to go seek this slave. I greatly fear my money is not safe.